For convenience, the basic quantities are represented by symbols. As you see here, L for length, M for mass, T for time, K for temperature, I for current, C for luminous intensity, mole for amount of mass. By using these physical quantities, we can analyze any physical quantity dimensionally. For example, if you take a piece of wire, it got a length. So we can say it has a dimension of length. So if you take any object, say any object which have a mass, then we can say this object have a dimension of mass. And if you're talking about a velocity, what is the formula for velocity? That is displacement upon time. Displacement in terms of length, time in terms of this t. So we can say velocity has two dimensions, length and time. Like that, if you take any object, if you are measuring temperature of that object, then you can use K as a symbol. If you are talking about current, you can take I for current and C for luminous intensity. What do you mean by luminous intensity? Intensity shows that the strength. Luminous meaning brightness. When you take any light of any wavelength, when you talk about the brightness or strength of that light, then it is called luminous intensity. While measuring that, you can use dimension C. Amount of mass, that you are familiar with already. In chemistry, we use mostly this one. So that is in terms of mole. So the dimensions of any physical quantity are the power to which the concerned fundamental units must be raised in order to obtain the unit of the given physical quantity. I will clarify this sentence within few minutes. So when we represent any derived quantity, say velocity, very simple example we'll take, any derived quantity with appropriate powers of symbols and fundamental quantities, then such an expression is called dimension formula. So what the physicist thought, that physics is a quantitative subject, means we are measuring something over here. Always when we perform experiment also, whatever the thing we conclude, we usually keep that thing with its respective units. Means any object or anything which you consider in physics has some dimension, whether it is a lengthwise, whether it is a mass, whether it is a time, temperature, current, luminous intensity, amount of mass, or any combination of these. So basically these 7 can be used to analyze any physical quantity dimensionally. So I am considering example over here. So take velocity. Velocity is nothing but displacement upon time. So now tell me, what is displacement? It is in terms of length. So I will take L over here. And it is in terms of time. So T will be taken for time. You have to remember one thing over here. While you analyzing any physical quantity dimensionally, the things what you are taken for the dimensional analysis must be kept in square bracket. That is very important thing you have to remember. And as you know, in indices which you studied in 8th standard, 1 by a raised to m can be written as a raised to minus m. So if I take t, it has here power 1 over here. This also have a power 1. Nothing is there means you have already studied in indices. It is a power 1. So can I write combining these as a L1? If you want to write 1, otherwise leave. But t, when 1 comes up, it is a minus 1. So this is known as dimensional formula for velocity. So when we represent any derived quantity, that is velocity, with the appropriate powers of symbols, you can say here, of the fundamental quantities. Length is fundamental, t is fundamental. Then such an expression is called dimensional formula. So remember, they must be, means the dimensional formula must be expressed in a square brackets and no commas is written between any of the symbols. Means you can't use any comma over here. Dimensional analysis can be done in two ways, by formula or by units. See, take once again the easiest example, velocity over here. With the help of formula, I already shown you. It is displacement upon time. So it is a displacement in terms of length and the time in terms of t. So it is L1 t raised to t goes up according to this indices, it is t raised to minus 1. So this is the example for this by formula how you can analyze. Means you can analyze any physical quantity if you know formula. Otherwise, if you don't know formula, at least you know unit, that also will do. So if by unit, so if you talk about velocity, it is displacement upon time, and we have already studied velocity is in terms of meter per second, as you know. So meter is in terms of length. These fundamental physical quantities, if you consider, it is in terms of a length, meter, and here it is a upon second over here. There second is nothing but unit of time. So can I take here time? So once again, can I write this one as a t raised to minus 1? See here, it is same as the previous one. If you want one, you can write here, otherwise you can leave. You can analyze any physical quantity dimensionally if you know the formula or if you know SI unit of that physical quantity. Let us solve more examples for this. Let us take density over here now. Density is denoted by usually rho. It is a mass upon volume. Mass is indicated by m over here. So I will take mass as a m itself. And volume. Volume is always in terms of length, breadth and height. So all are lengths only. So can I take this one as a L cube? So if you analyze this, if you apply indices over here, so can I write this one as a L minus 3 M1. So this will be the dimension for this density. So usually we take for the 11th and 12th standard, we consider LMT. So in your textbook, it might be written like this, L, M, and T is not there anywhere. So this will be 0. So this will also will do, and this is also correct. If you want to analyze this density by unit, so let us start. It is a rho is equals to mass is in terms of always kg and volume is in terms of always meter cube, as kg is the SI unit of mass and meter cube, meter is a SI unit of length. Can we write like this? So in systematic way we can write once again L minus 3, M already is there, that is 1, and you can say T is not there, so it is T0. This is how you can use a formula or SI unit to analyze any physical quantity dimensionally. Acceleration. Acceleration is nothing but velocity upon time. So velocity we already have here. It is a L1 t raised to minus 1. So I will take that one directly. And time is always in terms of t, that will be taken. So it is a L1 t raised to minus 1, and this t raised to 1 comes up, again it is a minus 1. So what we can conclude is L1 t raised to minus 1 it is minus 2. M is not there. So can we write like this? The dimensional formula for acceleration is L1 m0 t raised to minus 2. Proceeding further, take another example like a momentum. Momentum is nothing but P is equals to mass into velocity. So mass is in terms of m. Velocity is in terms of L1 t raised to minus 1. So can I conclude this one as L1 m1 t raised to minus 1? This is how you can write. If you want to find SI unit for this acceleration, very easy. See here, velocity is in terms of meter per second and time is in terms of second. So m second is in denominator, this second is in denominator. So combining that, can we write? So we can say it is a SI unit is meter per second square. If you talk about momentum, you can see here m is in terms of kg, v is in terms of meter per second. So this is the SI unit of this momentum. So proceed further. Again one more example can be taken, that is force. Force is nothing but ma. It is a mass into acceleration. So mass is once again it is in terms of m, and acceleration is nothing but, here it is a L1 m0 t raised to minus 2. So can we write this one as a L1? Here m raised to 0 and here m raised to 1. You might have a familiar with the indices formula, that is a raised to m into a raised to n is a raised to m plus n. So like that, m raised to 1, m raised to 0, 1 plus 0, it is a m1, and t raised to minus 2. So this is the dimensional formula of force. Then proceed further. Again, once again, if you want to write the SI unit for this, mass is in terms of kg. Acceleration is in terms of meter per second square. So kg meter per second square. Combining this, we can say it is Newton. Sometimes it happens in practical, physics practical. We ask students to express force in a Newton, or it may be kg meter per second square. Both are equal only. Now, if you proceed further, take another example that you might have seen, that is impulse. Impulse is denoted by J. What is impulse and all we are going to study when the topic comes. It is a force into time. So if you see, force is in terms of, we already familiar with, it is a L1 m1 t raised to minus 2, and time can be taken as like this. If you once again apply this indices over here, it is a L1 m1 t raised to minus 2 plus 1 will be minus 1. So once again the SI unit can be derived like this. Force is in terms of Newton and time in terms of second. So it is Newton second. Proceed further. If you take another example like work. Work is nothing but force into displacement. Force, once again you have here L1 m1 t raised to minus 2, and displacement is nothing but it is a length over here. See, we already taken displacement as length in velocity, so it is a L1. So if you apply once again indices of this same thing, if you apply this indices, then you can say 1 plus 1 is 2 m1 t raised to minus 2. So this is how we can analyze the work. And then take any formula, like take something different now, that will be charge. Charge is nothing but, if you see, what you mean by current. When we define current, it is nothing but, current is indicated by I over here, as you see here, current. So when we define current, it is nothing but a charge per time, charge per unit time. So if it is charge per unit time, charge can be written as current into time. So can I take it as a current into time by using this? So current is nothing but I. Take from here, current is I. Then it is nothing but time is in terms of t. So can I take L is 0, M is not there, but I is introduced and t also introduced. So this is the dimension of charge. I hope I made it clear. Then take another example. Then kinetic energy can be taken. Kinetic energy, as we know, it is a half mE square. Then what will happen? Half mE square if you take, half is a constant which is a dimensionless. Constant don't have any dimensions. So only we have to concentrate mass and velocity now. So once again, mass is in terms of m. Velocity is in terms of, if you see here, it is a L1 t raised to minus 1. Square is there, so we have to take square over here. So if you combine all these things, 1 into 2, it is 2. Then m is nothing, it is 1 itself, so 1. And t minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. So the dimensions of kinetic energy, L2 m1 t raised to minus 2. Here we forgot to write SI unit of all these things. Force is in terms of Newton. Displacement is in terms of meter. So combine this, we can take it as a joule. So again, if you proceed here, charge in terms, if you are talking about charge, Q is a charge over here. So it can be written as I into T. I into T. I is in terms of ampere. T is in terms of second. So can we take this combined as a coulomb? Remember, equivalent units you have to remember. Means coulomb is nothing but ampere second. And Newton is nothing but kg meter per second square. You have to remember all the things, like a Newton and Newton meter is nothing but it is a joule. So you have to remember equivalent SI units for your convenience in physics. Pressure, force upon area. Force is L1 m1 t raised to minus 2. Area always we represent in a meter square. So it is length square. So if you combine all these things, it is a, once again, indices you have to apply. A raised to m, A raised to n is nothing but A raised to m minus n. Like that. If you apply 1 minus 2, it is a minus 1. Then it is a m1 t raised to minus 2. If you talk about a SI unit of this, force is in terms of Newton. Area is in terms of meter square. So Newton per meter square is nothing but it is equals to 1 Pascal. Is in terms of, if you see, it is a kg meter per second square. You can take like that also, kg meter per second square, and divided by this area, that is meter square. So if you solve this, see here, kg meter per second square, and meter square is down. So if it comes up, it is a 1 upon meter square. So meter, this meter cancel with 1 meter. So you left with kg. M comes up, it is a minus 1. S goes up, it is minus 2. According to me, in your textbook, it is written wrong. So better you correct this in your textbook. So it is nothing but 1 Pascal. So 1 Pascal is nothing but, it may be Newton per meter square or it may be kg per meter per second square. So take one more example. Consider velocity gradient. So it is nothing but velocity upon distance. Velocity we are familiar with, it's L1 t raised to minus, as it is meter per second, meter per second, and distance is in terms of L1. So if you apply indices over here, it is a 1 minus 1, it is 0. Then it is a m is not there and t raised to minus 1. So if you write this one, SI unit of this, velocity is in terms of meter per second, distance in terms of meter. So can I write meter per second, and it is m upon 1 over here. You can write 1 upon m here if it takes up. Then meter get cancelled. So it is 1 upon s. So it is nothing but per second. So SI unit of velocity gradient is per second. Take last example now. That is something formula is given to you, like a length under root L upon G. So this is the some formula given to you in physics. Just think like that. Then length is in terms of L. Then it is a under root length, again it is in terms of L. And gravity, we call it as a acceleration due to gravity. So that can be written as a also. Then we have a dimensions of A, that is L1 t raised to minus 2. So it is a L1. It is L1, 1 minus 1 goes to 0, means L disappeared. Then t raised to minus 2 goes up, it is t raised to 2. Square and square root can be removed. You left with now L1 t raised to 1. So in according to your book, we can write this one as L1 m0 t raised to 1. So this is the SI unit of this formula. So finally, you should know you can analyze any physical quantity dimensionally if you know the formula. Otherwise, if you know SI unit also.